Since opening our doors in 1971, Bowman's Open Optional Program has had a strong belief that academics, as well as social skills and respect, are important to our school's philosophy. We also place a high value on communication, creativity, group participation, leadership, and family involvement.
Our philosophy is a holistic approach to teaching the child. And that approach centers on everything from their social emotional learning to their pacing of their learning. But the end goal is to have independent learners, critical thinkers, when they leave our program, when they go on to middle school and into high school. And what makes our program unique is our structure. Our structure is team teaching. Our structure is to have teachers who teach two specific content areas. Most of our teams have a language arts social studies teacher and a math science teacher, and they play to their strengths. And looping the kids, getting to know them, and them getting to know us for 2 years is extremely important in our program.
At Bowman, we teach independence, so a lot of times we're able just to trust that our kids are working independently and doing what they're supposed to. So I can pull a small group and challenge those kids that need to be challenged, or pull a small group and work with those kids that need that extra help. So I think independence is a huge part of how you grow at Bowman.
One of the cores of our philosophy is that we really focus on children working collaboratively and having their own goals, and for there to be less competition. And in a multi-age setting classroom, it takes away that type of competition. So it's a beautiful design for children to be able to be working on whatever level that they can be working on, and it takes away I'm a third grader or you're a fourth grader, and is a strength in our philosophy for that.
Some kids in fourth grade may still be working on third grade skills. Some kids in third grade have developed into working on fourth grade skills. So we really feel that multi-age setting meets the children where they are at.
We're able to kind of pick our curriculum and how it works best with our kids. We learn more hands-on. We're able to teach different ways. We're not tied to something that someone hands us. We can kind of pull from different resources that suits the needs of our kids.
Children are grouped into 4 family groups. These mixed grade groupings support our philosophy of children as learners and as models for other children.
It all starts in kindergarten. There's a kindergarten class by itself, and then it moves on to a first and second grade multi-age group. We have a third, fourth grade multi-age group and a 5-6 multi-age group.
The elders in our groups seem to thrive because they always get that opportunity to be a coach or a mentor. The youngers have someone to grow around every day. They see what they'll be like next year, and that's empowering for them because they know what they're growing towards and what it's going to look like then.
Like in high school, there's always a mix between like freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. And I think that really helped me, just like being able to know older students and younger students just really helps, like again, with like being a leader.
I love that the optional program is one large community where even through all the grades, like everyone knows each other. It's like a neighborhood, how like you know your neighbors, maybe not as well as how other people know them, but everyone is willing to help each other.
Students don't just have one teacher in their family group, they have 2, in what is known as team teaching.
And we have multi-age, but we have 2 teachers, except for kindergarten, and that's 1 teacher. And then you have 2 teachers in the first, second, 2 in the 3, 4, and 2 in the 5, 6. But those children are all in one family group, so like the 3, 4 would have a family group that might meet together all at one time. The 2 teachers would be together, but then that family group will split into teaching groups.
Children get to have both of us throughout the day, so they get an experience of having 2 different personalities, 2 different types of teaching going on. So they may make a connection with one of us stronger than the other, but it just blends very well for them for their education.
I think we choose team teaching as a philosophy for this program for a number of reasons, but one of the main ones being is that we recognize that we have areas of strengths that we bring to the team.
A lot of times when we get together and we talk, there will be things that Joel has insight about that I don't, about a student and where they are, and he can help me and I can help him.
When children stay with the same teachers for 2 years, they benefit academically and socially. When they start their second year, they are already familiar with the expectations and classroom procedures, and they can be peer coaches and role models for their younger classmates.
I think the optional program really helped me with like the teamwork aspect of learning.
Whenever I was confused, I'd ask a classmate because in case the teacher was busy, and like they'd help coach you.
Like we can work together as a group and not have to work individually at our own desk.
And that's really fun because 2 heads is better than 1. So
they give you equal opportunities to work as a team and on your own, and that helps you learn more about yourself and then when as you go on through school, you have those things to be able to work on your own and know how you learn best.
It really helps me work in groups now, because I remember in elementary school I was really very social and outgoing, and I still am. And I think it just really helped me actually get an education out of how like much of a social butterfly I was.
At the end of each quarter, students develop a portfolio of their work to showcase progress, rather than receiving letter grades and report cards.
Building a portfolio, I feel like it's more work than just getting grades.
One of the things we often get asked is how do we see our child's progress? In a neighborhood setting, it's the report card. In the optional setting, it is a portfolio. And the purpose of that portfolio is to show the child's progress in their learning and their education throughout the entire school year.
As we've listened and watched children walk through the portfolio, they know where their strengths and their weaknesses are, and they can go back and they can talk about a project and the struggles that they went through. And so that portfolio lends to them being like a book for them, that they open up and they talk about their journey through what they've learned this quarter. And it gives a really nice dialogue between the family and the child on the child's learning and how the child is doing holistically.
Even though grades are not part of our program, we still must meet all ASD testing and requirements.
Our program is held to the same standard as any other program in the Anchorage School District. We take part in the district and statewide assessments, and we also are held accountable for those assessments in the same way that all other programs are.
So here at Bowman Open Optional Program, all of the teachers are mandated, just like any other teacher in the Anchorage School District, to teach to the Common Core standards. And so that's something that is always on the structure of our program. But within that, and being able to teach within the optional program, we have the opportunities to be able to have project-based curriculum. We can choose the different types of curriculum we want to teach from, and we can pace our curriculum the way that we want to.
All Bowman Open Optional students are taught the same standards as all other students in the Anchorage School District, and likewise in our programs within our school. It's how we address the standards is different, and we address the standards through multitude of different ways, through different curriculum and then styles in the way that we address those standards within our program.
Since the very beginning, one of our key components of success is parent involvement in the classroom.
You know, I would have to say, in our Open Optional Program, parent involvement is one of the key factors of success for our students. We want parents to be involved in their child's education, and the best way to do that is to make sure that they're in the classroom with their kids and with their other students. So parent involvement is a key piece. We want parents to be involved in their child's education. We want them in their child's classroom, and we also want them to know what they're learning. And so when they're in the classroom, they understand what they're learning, so when they go home, they can help to reinforce those standards and ways of learning that are important for them to have student success.
To operate an optional program, it requires that parents be a participant in their child's education. And there's lots of ways you can do that. You can be in the classroom, and you could be actively participating in a lesson, or taking a small group for enhancement. It could be photocopying or organizing, filing. It could be taking papers home if you cannot come into the classroom.
Bowman's unique because we are really focused on independence. We want our kids to push themselves and challenge themselves.
Well, there's so many nice kids, and it has so many fun things to do, and we have an awesome playground. And there's so many fun spirit days.
Open classroom is the best because we don't have to sit at desks. We get to choose our partners, we get to learn in not just one way but many.
But this school is really groovy. It's really, really fun, and the teachers always find a way to make us understand it. But I just really have had like the best learning experience. I've been to like at least 5 different schools. And my mom's making me stay here because she thinks it's the best, and I'm glad she thinks it's the best because so do I.
I came back here to start volunteering because I really like the way that the teachers like teach, and I wanted to see the kids, like that's where I was a few years back, and I like to see the way that they're learning.
I enjoy 6th grade camp. I enjoy the capture a flag at the end of the year. Teachers. I enjoy bake sale. It kind of teaches 6th graders economy.
I think what makes the Open Optional Program so special is that it's a school within a school program. And coming to our program means that you're part of the whole Bowman school community. And being part of our community, we have a very diverse community over here at Bowman. And when you come to our Open Optional Program, you not only are in the program, but you are a Bobcat. It's one of the most important things that we instill in every child that comes through the door here at Bowman.